Hi, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my kitchen. So today I wanted to film something that is quite close to my heart because I wanted to show you a dish which was one of my favorites as a child, because my mother used to make this, and every time now when I eat it, it just brings back a lot of childhood memories. Because and it's actually a very simple dish, very simple. It's just basically minced beef in a tomato sauce, but it's kind of done with a slight twist, sort of like Hong Kong style, if you wish. And my mum used to make this a lot when I was a child, and every time she would sort of make it and we'd have it for dinner, and then she'll put it in the fridge. And sometimes late at night, my brother and I, if we got a bit peckish, late at night, we would raid the fridge, and we would take the mince out, and literally we'll just spoon a few spoonfuls onto a slice of white bread with butter and just eat it cold, and it would be so delicious. So now every time I cook this for my children, they love it because it's quite easy to eat. I mean, who doesn't like mince, right? But every time I eat it, and it's just that flavor, it would just bring me straight back to those days. So I hope you'll enjoy this video, and if you're new to my channel, then please do subscribe if you want to see what else I get up to. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the ingredients I have is just basically minced beef. Normally you can, if you buy it, it's quite a big packet, you just halve it. What I would do is I'll just use half, and then the other half I will put it in a freezer bag and put it in the freezer. So the main thing is just to marinate the meat first. And for that, I use garlic salt, but because it is quite difficult to buy garlic salt, so I find that just using garlic granules and then salt is works out to be the same. And I actually use quite a lot of this stuff, so don't be alarmed, because it doesn't, when you mix it all together, it really, the flavor just blends in really well. I don't tend to measure how much I use in terms of the seasonings, because when I cook, I improvise, and I sort of do a lot of freewheeling, if that's the right term. So I just basically coat it, and just make sure all the meat is coated, and then I do the same. So I sprinkle some salt. And sugar. You can use, I normally use white granulated sugar, but I've actually run out, so brown sugar, just Demerara sugar is fine. Just sprinkle it, a couple of teaspoons maybe. Actually, for the sauce itself, once you actually get it, during the cooking process, we would use sort of like rock sugar, but brown sugar works the same way, I think. So just sprinkle. And then I use Shaoxing wine, which is like a Chinese rice wine, and you can get this from any Chinese supermarket. In fact, Sainsbury's, I think the major supermarkets like Sainsbury's would sell them. I'm not sure about Tesco's because I don't shop at Tesco's very often. Waitrose probably. I'll just pour it into like the cap. So maybe like have like a cap full and just sprinkle that on. And don't worry about the alcohol content because rice wine obviously is very, very strong. It's 13.5%. But when you cook it, all the alcohol evaporates anyway. So, and I just find that it just adds a little bit more flavor and also takes away some of the sort of that beefy taste that not everybody likes. And a bit of corn flour. We use corn flour a lot when we marinate meat because corn flour with water makes the meat really tender. So, and then we add some water. And that really tenderizes the meat. A little bit of oyster sauce. Again, oyster sauce. This brand is actually quite good. It's the Lee Kum Kee, which is a very well-known brand that almost every Chinese family who use, we've used this for generations. But there's many different brands of oyster sauce. I think Lee Kum Kee is probably the most trusted one. And this is the twist. We put Maggie sauce. So again, I'm sure that a lot of supermarkets do them, but if you go to Chinese supermarkets, just add a few drops here. Not too much because Maggie sauce is actually quite salty. And it's better to just do it sparingly, and then you can, when you start cooking and you taste it, if it's not enough, you can always add more. And then the Lee and Perrins Worcestershire sauce. There's not much left, but just enough. So again, just a few drops, and just mix it all in so it's all coated nicely. You can smell it. It smells really good already.
Mama,
yes, darling?
Did you?
Oh, you're all sweaty.
Did you grab a dragon wing?
What? Dragon Queen?
Dragon wing!
Dragon wing? No, I don't know what you're talking about.
From
Okay.
Dragon Toothless.
All right. Yeah, us, Darlo, okay? Can you just close the door, please? Can you close the door?
Toothless.
Okay. Can you close the door, please?
She never seen a black dragon.
Right, and so you can see it's all it's all mashed up, but it's all mixed, and it actually smells really good. Okay, so it looks something like this. And then I'll just leave it to marinate for at least an hour. Okay? Okay, so the mince has been marinating for about an hour now, so I'm going to start cooking. So I always use corn oil. Just heat up the oil, not too much, just enough to coat the pan. And then I tend to use just a couple of cloves of garlic, which I've just flattened and taken the skin off, and I will fry the garlic in the oil just for the flavor, and then I can take the always, you know, take the garlic out afterwards if you want to, or you can just leave it in there. You're not going to eat it anyway, but it just gives the oil that extra flavor. And just press it down. And I'll just let it sizzle, like so, so that the garlic really infuses the flavor into the oil. And this is pretty much what we do with all Chinese cooking. This is, I would say, in Chinese home cooking, this is the first step that we always do, is infuse oil with garlic. And if you want to, you can add ginger, but for this particular dish, we don't use ginger. And then just flick it over on the other side so it doesn't burn too much. It's really sizzling now. You can see the garlic's turned golden brown. Okay, the oil is hot enough, so I just turn the heat down a little bit. Just stir it around a little bit. And just cover with the lid, because beef cooks really, really fast. So just let it simmer in there and cook in its heat for a minute or so. Alright, so you can see it's all, the meat has completely, pretty much cooked through. Then I add the tomato sauce. And I'll add some water. Just a little bit of water just to rinse the can out. looks like this. Then ketchup, good generous squeeze of ketchup. A little bit more sugar, preferably brown sugar. And maybe a little bit more Perrins, just a few drops. Just give it a mix. Oops. Actually, so just cover it for a little bit longer. So what I like to do is add some frozen peas. I add quite a lot. You can see I've added quite a lot because once you stir it through, yeah, the peas just give it that little extra bit of freshness, and it just looks nice to have a bit of green peas in that sea of red. Ow. Just a little bit more sugar. Sprinkle, literally just a sprinkle. And there you have it. I feel like I'm 8 years old again. So this is my minced beef in tomato sauce with peas, and I previously fried off some bok choy as well, just to go with it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and do try it because it couldn't be more simple, and it's something that the kids will really enjoy because you just pour it over rice, or once it's cooled down, just eat it with a slice of white bread and butter, and it's really delicious. If you enjoy this video, then please give it a like, and if you're new to my channel, then please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. Until next time, take care.